Are you someone who people always expect to be there, to listen to them, and help them solve their problems? Do you have difficulty saying no to others? Do you find yourself taking on emotions that don't even belong to you? Do you find that at times, after constantly being there for others, you feel overwhelmed, resentful, and even burned out because you give way more energy to people than you get in return? If you answered yes to even one of these questions, it may be time to set some boundaries. But these people are depending on me. Why should I let them down when they need me by putting up boundaries? Stick around and find out. Hi, I'm Hope. I'm the author of the book, The Creative Toolbox, a practical guide to discovering and using your creativity. And I love helping people explore intuition, creativity, and self-awareness for a freer, more conscious life. To help more people access this information, please like and share this video and subscribe to my channel. If you are someone who gives way more to others than you receive, you have difficulty saying no to things that drain you, or you take on the emotions of others that aren't even yours, there are clear indications that you would benefit from setting some boundaries in your life. Perhaps you feel like you could never put up boundaries between you and the people in your life. It's understandable. Boundaries often get a bad rap. When you think of boundaries, it might suggest building walls to keep people at a distance, which might not usually appeal to you. However, while a wall blocks something off, boundaries create clarity for you and others as they relate to you. Boundaries help you to define yourself in several ways. They assist you in establishing personal rules. They help you determine who you are and what you stand for. The process of setting boundaries is an inside job, meaning you must go within to determine what you need, physically, emotionally, and mentally. Establishing your boundaries is an act of self-care, which prevents others from manipulating you and increases your self-esteem. The types of boundaries you can include are physical, such as personal space and touch, emotional, to maintain your well-being, and intellectual, to maintain your own thoughts and opinions instead of absorbing them from others. Then there is a fourth type of boundary that I will specifically discuss later in this video, the energetic boundary. Consistently adhering to your boundaries by saying no when invitations would go against them, and prioritizing your personal time reinforces your goal to define your sense of self and teaches others to respect your limits. Signs that your boundaries are not being upheld are feeling resentful, guilty, or overwhelmed. For many of us, establishing boundaries may not come naturally at first. We may have been conditioned to always be nice, to believe that no is a bad word. So establishing boundaries may elicit feelings of guilt. While guilty feelings may have their place in terms of getting us to do some right things in life, there is absolutely nothing wrong with establishing boundaries to protect your time, energy, and well-being. So if you feel guilty about the idea of setting boundaries, you may be caught in a pattern of people-pleasing. Your guilt has not emerged because you have done anything wrong. It's there because you feel like you are breaking your old patterns or disappointing other people because you are not meeting their expectations. Where does this guilt come from? Often, it is because we fear rejection if we are not accommodating. We may feel like we are being selfish if we don't put others' needs before our own. We may even think that we are responsible for other people's feelings. Wow, are we really that powerful? As a result, we feel guilty for setting boundaries as if we are being mean or hurtful for doing so, rather than seeing it as a way of taking care of ourselves. If the guilt affects us enough, we will abandon our boundaries and eventually start feeling resentment and burnout. However, if we can view setting boundaries as a pathway of self-respect and integrity, which means sticking to the limits we set rather than giving in to what others want, we will be more likely to value our boundaries and maintain self-respect. This perspective honors your limits. It requires you to be honest about what you can and cannot do, which leads to self-respect and respect from others. And it helps you to realize that your time is valuable, further instilling respect and empowerment. Now, let's talk about energetic boundaries. If you are particularly sensitive to other people's energy, otherwise known as an empath, this is very important information for you when it comes to setting boundaries. So, what is an energetic boundary? It is an invisible but very present energy container that helps you distinguish where you end and someone else begins. Often, you as the boundary creator will need to visualize this boundary as though seeing a container that encapsulates your emotional and spiritual energy to protect it from absorbing other people's emotions, stress, or negative thoughts, so you stay grounded and compassionate without becoming drained by the energy around you. So to recap, when you visualize an energetic boundary around you, you can better distinguish your emotions, thoughts, and energy from those of someone else. So you don't take on something that isn't yours, and you prevent emotional exhaustion and overwhelm. Some signs that your energetic boundaries are weak are that you feel drained, anxious, or ungrounded around certain people. You suddenly take on emotions that others around you are feeling that you did not feel before being around them. And you feel like you should be fixing everyone's problems. If this sounds like you may find it helpful to strengthen your energetic boundaries. By doing so, you are not pushing people away, but you're keeping your intention on increasing your own vitality and self-respect. So, what are some ways to strengthen and maintain your own boundaries? Here are 5 steps you can take. Number 1, clearly define what is yours and not yours. When you feel overwhelmed, ask yourself, is this feeling mine, or did I pick it up from someone else? You can also journal about situations in which you felt drained and see if you can get to the source of what caused the feeling. This will help to build self-definition and prevent you from taking on other people's emotions. Number 2, replace the belief that boundaries are mean. If you feel guilty for establishing boundaries because it feels like you are rejecting others or being selfish, reframe your belief with the idea that boundaries protect relationships, not hurt them. If you say no to what drains you, you will have the energy to say yes to what resonates with you. A mantra that may be helpful to say to yourself is, boundaries are how I take responsibility for my well-being. This reframing will not release the guilt immediately, but over time, it will dissolve. Number 3, communicate with low-key boundary statements. Rather than waiting to be overwhelmed before you speak up, communicate with low-intensity statements that support your boundaries, such as, I can't take this on right now. I need some time to think about that. Or, I'm not available tonight. If you keep your statements brief, don't offer a lot of explanation, and remain calm and neutral, you will teach your nervous system to express your boundaries without being afraid to do so. Number 4, create daily energy checkpoints. Provide yourself with short periods during each day to reset your energy. Do 5 minutes of deep breathing or meditation. Take a short walk outside. Visualize returning other people's emotions to them. Walk away from all devices containing messages for brief intervals. These practices will keep emotions from accumulating and maintain your energy levels. And number 5, push through the discomfort. Setting boundaries won't feel comfortable at first. People have come to expect a lot from you, and old habits are not easy to break. But this discomfort is temporary. And when you are uncomfortable doing something you know will ultimately benefit you, it is part of the growth process. You are learning to prioritize yourself, which is a good thing. And in time, your discomfort will be replaced by increased clarity and energy. What step can you take today to start the process of establishing boundaries as an act of self-respect? Comment down below. Well, that's it for now. Please like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe to my channel to know when the next video drops. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more tools for exploring your intuition, creativity, and self-awareness for a freer, more conscious life. See you soon.